My name is John. I'm 38 years old, and I work for a certain food company. My fiancée is Emily, a junior colleague at the same workplace. After dating Emily for 2 years, I proposed to her. The wedding preparations were going smoothly, but less than a month before the wedding, Emily suddenly asked me to wait on the marriage. The wedding is next month.
I know, but I just can't get married.
Emily showed strong resistance. Emily was originally a wonderful and cheerful woman. However, as the wedding approached, she became somewhat withdrawn. No matter what I asked, Emily remained silent. So when she brought up this topic, I realized she had finally reached her breaking point. I felt deeply sorry that I hadn't supported her enough. Okay, we'll cancel the wedding.
I'm sorry for canceling the wedding at the last minute.
It's okay. I'll call the venue. Of course, I felt very disappointed, but I tried to sound cheerful to encourage her.
No, I'll make the call. Let me at least do that.
If you're okay with it, Emily, I'll leave it to you.
Thank you. I'll also cover the cancellation fee. And I'm going back to my parents' house now.
Now, as in right now.
Yeah, I need some time alone. I'll contact you when I feel better.
I got it. Contact me when you feel better. With that, Emily left the apartment, and I was left alone. I contacted each of the wedding guests to inform them that the wedding was canceled. A few days after Emily left, I got a call from our wedding planner, Sarah. She was the one in charge of our wedding. A bright and serious person. She had been very dedicated to our wedding. I felt sorry as I answered the phone.
Hello, is this John? It's been a while. I have something to confirm with you, so I called. Do you have a moment?
Her slightly formal tone made me think it was about the cancellation fee. However, Sarah told me something completely unexpected.
Emily contacted us to change the groom's name for the wedding. Is that correct?
What? What did she mean by wanting to change the groom's name? Apparently, Emily had contacted them to replace everything related to the groom. I asked for the new groom's name, but of course, it was a name I didn't know.
So, the new groom's name is Michael, not John, right?
Of course not. I've never heard that name before.
But Emily said we could charge the post-wedding fees to you, John. If we proceed as is, we'll charge the post-wedding fees to the card used for the deposit. Are you okay with that, John?
Emily wanted to marry Michael. She only changed the groom since she was planning to have a wedding. So she cheated on me and dumped me. I decided to plan my revenge on Emily with Sarah's help. Now, let's move to the wedding day. With Sarah's cooperation, I successfully infiltrated the venue. I was really grateful to be let in through the staff entrance. Once inside, I headed to the room where the guests were. I mentally apologized for the chaos I was about to cause. At that moment, I overheard a conversation of Emily's friend, Jessica.
But it's amazing, right? They broke up because John cheated, and now she's getting married just a month later.
I hid in the bathroom until it was my turn. When the time was right, I headed to the venue, where the bride was already waiting in front of the door. She was wearing the wedding dress we had chosen together, looking happy.
Well, Emily, since your parents are both unwell and couldn't attend, you'll be walking down the aisle alone. Yes, well, it can't be helped. I thought I could help, so I found someone to walk you down the aisle. What do you mean?
I approached Emily and tapped her on the shoulder. I'll walk you down the aisle.
Oh, it's time. The doors will open soon, so get ready.
Hurry up, Emily. Sarah urged her suddenly, and Emily panicked. As soon as she linked arms with me, the doors opened. With everyone's eyes on us, I bolted slowly. Emily seemed to be in a daze, moving mechanically. As we walked slowly, the guests quickly noticed something was off.
Wait, isn't that Emily's ex?
The venue buzzed with whispers. Emily must have been panicking, feeling all those eyes on her. The groom, Michael, approached us. Realizing who I was, he looked puzzled. As soon as we reached him, he leaned in and spoke.
Why the hell are you here?
Calm down. The groom, who was initially whispering, started raising his voice in anger.
What the hell? You got dumped and came here because you couldn't let go. Sure, she was great. You'll pay for the wedding, got it. Now get lost.
I have the heart of an angel. You should understand that by looking into my pure eyes. Michael clicked his tongue and forcibly took Emily away. He seemed intent on proceeding with the ceremony and headed to the altar.
Why are you here?
I heard Emily scream. Actually, the priest was the president of my and Emily's company, and he was also my dad.
Ha ha ha, don't look so shocked like you've seen a monster. We were almost family once, weren't we? I didn't expect you to marry someone else. I covered most of the wedding costs. Of course, you'll pay me back, right?
No, this is a misunderstanding.
Among the guests were some of our company's higher-ups, who quickly realized what was happening. Michael started speaking rudely.
What the hell, old man? Who are you?
Ha ha ha. I'm the father of Emily's ex-fiancée, the president of the company Emily works for. I just heard about you from Mr. Smith over there.
Mr. Smith is the president of the company Michael works for, and he was one of the people who turned pale when he saw my dad.
You seem to be an employee of Smith Company.
Yay, I'm Michael, the top salesperson in the sales department of the famous Smith Company.
I heard about that. You're the Michael who slept your way to the top, right? You know Jessica, don't you? She's a beautiful married woman with kids. You had a physical relationship with her and got her to sign a contract after becoming her lover. But once the contract was signed, you dumped her. She's threatening to sue you. And so are the other women. I just informed Mr. Smith about this.
How does an old man I just met today know about that?
Michael shouted, losing his composure. His ears were turning red with anger.
Why? Because Smith Company is a subcontractor of my company. You should know the name of my company if you're the top salesperson.
Michael's anger instantly turned to fear, his face going from pale to white as he fell silent and started trembling.
Can you pay back the money?
Well, this is a misunderstanding.
I may look calm, but I'm very angry. Not only did you cheat, but you also deceived my son and decided to marry another man without permission. Has anyone here ever heard of such a thing? She canceled a wedding at the last minute, but in reality, she only replaced the groom and proceeded with the ceremony. As a president, I've seen many things, but this is a first.
My dad, who was usually gentle, was terrifying when he was angry. I wished he would stop. I stood up and took out a piece of paper from my pocket. I showed it to the guests. It was the investigation report from a detective agency that I got shortly after discovering Emily's affair. It had pictures of Emily and Michael kissing outside a hotel. I declared my engagement to Emily null and void and demanded compensation from both Emily and Michael for the wedding costs.
Wait, compensation? No way. I'm not paying.
Both of them turned to me, sweating nervously. They must have realized the piercing stares from the guests. Emily panicked and tripped on the stairs, spraining her ankle.
It hurts. Wait, I can't get up. Someone help me, please.
Emily cried out in pain, but no one helped her. Everyone just stared coldly, and Emily started to cry. After this, both Emily and Michael were, of course, fired and became jobless. Especially Michael, who was hated by all the employees because Smith Company was abandoned by my dad's company. He faced a lot of bullying. Now, both of them work part-time at a convenience store to pay off the compensation. After Emily left, I apologized to all the guests. Surprisingly, no one was angry. In fact, they said it was entertaining and even cheered me on. I felt really grateful and decided to take it as a valuable lesson.